9 years ago, I was fighting cancer, and now today I'm in the best shape of my life. In this video, I just want to share my story of what I went through, how I transformed my mind and my body, and I'm just going to give some tips on what you can do. And if you guys have any stories you'd like to share with me in my comments or whatever, you surely can. 9 years ago, I had stage 4 testicular cancer, where I went and had it removed after I had donated my sperm, because your chances of having kids get lower. So after I'd done that, my biopsy I had to get a biopsy, which took about 6 weeks. And when that came back, I had stage 4 cancer then. It was in my lungs and my stomach. So right away, given my age, I was 29 at the time, they put me on an aggressive treatment, which was Monday to Friday the first week, Tuesday and the following Tuesday for 3 weeks. So basically it was a 3-week cycle of chemo. So 5 days, 1 week, 1 day the next, 1 day the next. And chemo, honestly, didn't bother me whatsoever. I did really well on chemo. I had a really, really bad acid reflux, which was terrible at that time. But so anyways, when your white cells go down, your immune system, usually cancer patients or chemo patients are put on a drug called Neupogen, which is a very expensive drug. It's worth $350 a needle. Anyway, at that time, I started on the needle, and right away, it's like my body started to fight against itself. So anytime I would have an infection, or like an IV, and it looked like infection, they would treat me for infection. So what happened was my body would fight against itself. So I ended up getting autoimmune condition called pyoderma gangrenosum, and you guys can look that up on Google if you like, what the diagnosis is. Anyway, so when I have no immune system, that's what I develop. And so if I have an IV or cut or anything like that, it looks like infection. So what happened was I ended up getting a complete organ failure. I ended up having a clot to my lungs. So I had to be induced in a coma, where I was on life support for 2 weeks. And when I woke up, I had all kinds of weight gone. I couldn't walk, couldn't eat. So at that time, it was during Christmas, they had sent me home, and it took me about 6 weeks to get some weight back on, some strength. And with cancer or chemo treatments, they want you to complete the cycle, right? So at that time, I only finished 1 cycle. It was 3 cycles. So I started the second cycle, and when I started the second cycle, everything started going the same way again. Kidney shutting down, liver, all my organs, etc. And they're going to induce me again. So at this point, the only person who wasn't consulted on my team at that time of doctors was a dermatologist. His name was Dr. Coffey. So he came in. He looked like somebody who had just come out of the woods. He looked like a regular Joe. Anyway, he put me on prednisone, and it saved my life. And moral of the story is in life, you don't know what cards you're going to be dealt with. You don't know when tomorrow could be your last day. So you got to live, make memories, share it with people you love, and make the most of every single day, because you don't know when it's your last day. So at that time, after I finished and was successful, I rang the bell. I was always into fitness, always. So at that time, I just devoted everything to fitness at that time, whether it was eating good, getting out for walks, etc., etc. So obviously I had to start off slow. I started with just doing some push-ups, going for walks, because at that time I couldn't really walk that good either. So being on my feet for long periods of time was hard, etc. So yeah, so I just stayed consistent with like the walks and that, and then I got into the nutrition aspect. And also at that time, I ended up switching careers. So during my time of being sick in the hospital, I realized that the doctors do save your life, but the nurses are the ones that are by your bedside. They're the ones, when you're sad, they're there to lift you up or help you, chat with you, sit on the bed with you, etc. And I knew from that moment forward, I wanted to be a nurse. So I went back to school and I became a nurse. So I don't know if anybody gets the satisfaction as I do of helping people, but I love to help people. Whether it's just bringing in the mail or whatever they need, I will do it. And I feel good for doing it. And it doesn't have any money involved or any of that stuff. Trust me, there's days it's very hard, but I have a huge respect for the healthcare system. So anyway, so what I want to dive into now is just becoming consistent with your life. And I know you can achieve whatever you want to achieve as long as you stay consistent with it. Fitness is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes a long time. You just got to put the work in every day. And I will say diet is so important. You are what you eat. That's a true fact. I try to do a high protein, low carb, and watch my fats, etc. I will make some more videos as time goes on of like diet, what to eat, when to eat, how to burn fat, etc. I really want to hear other people's encouraging stories or life overcoming obstacles, etc. And I want you guys to subscribe and like this and share it, please. And let's get some motivation going. Thanks, guys.